So I'm gonna have to. I don't have any intro today. That makes me sad. But I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to multitask while I do this A to C book tag thing that's been going around. And apparently, because I watched certain people's book tag videos, that means I automatically get tagged. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm figuring it's like a chain letter, and if I don't do it, someone's gonna die. That could be it. Multitasking. Clearly it's morning, and I have lots to do. I'm trying to get ready for work at the same time, eating my cereal. It's my Raisin Bran because I need to be regular. And you didn't need to know that, but you know, that's how it is. Oh, anyway, I know you love hearing me chew. I hope this sounds getting at. So I raced around all my bookcases looking for things. By the way, I have a full A to Z. There are no letters missing. So there. And what I was trying to do initially was do only books from people that I knew, or knew personally, or had met, or we talk, or are friendly. And then I realized all their titles were used a lot of the same letters. So it was like I ended up with a whole bunch of people for like V, a whole bunch of people for S. S was huge. T not so much because I discounted the. No thes. So anyway, I'll get started. And if I have to stop and have some cereal, then I have to stop and have some cereal. That's just how it is. These are a mix of adult and classic, and there's some YA, there's some horror, there's some erotica. You know, but that may be not age appropriate, but you know, I'm not most of the time. So, the first book I've got here is this is for A, The Amazing Adventures of Cavalier and Clay by Michael Chabon. That's right, that is the correct pronunciation of that. Chabon. You need to grab this. Besides winning the Pulitzer Prize, this is an adult book. He's an amazing writer. And if I was going to stalk a writer, it would be Michael Chabon. He needs to be stalked to the ends of the earth. That's A. Good friend of mine, Sherry Priest, and Bone Shaker. It's steampunk with zombies, and it takes place in Seattle, and it's awesome. And frankly, I'd really consider this book a YA for you guys. And I believe it's got a YA edition somewhere. Classic right now, Kurt Vonnegut's Cat's Cradle for C. Love it. Love that one. This one I haven't read yet, but it looks good. Dust by Joan Frances Turner, and it's something that I'm very familiar with because it's the tale of a zombie from the zombie's perspective, and I did that. So anyway, Jasper Fforde, The Air Affair, E. There it is. Love this series of books. Christopher Moore's Fluke, F. And I'm not sure. That is the only Christopher Moore book I haven't read, but I have it. Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman's Good Omens. So You Never Thought the Apocalypse Could Be So Much Fun. Love that one. H, of course, I'm going to go with Harry Potter, and because you know it's the Deathly Hallows because of the last one coming up. And now my books are trapped like in a jail cell down here. I was a tough one because I had some really inappropriate I stuff laying around, I noticed. So I left them behind and I picked up Insomnia by Stephen King. I haven't read this one. I don't know what it's like. J, one of my favorite books ever, is Jennifer Government by Max Berry. Yeah, I got it for $2 at a library sale. That's all right. This is actually horrifying for an author, is finding your autographed copy in a library book sale or at half-price books because you're like, oh, not only do they not like the book, they don't like me. That's kind of how you feel. Anyway, K. That was J. This is K for Kat Richardson, good friend. Her the first book in her Grey Walker series. oddly enough titled Grey Walker. That's an urban fantasy. One of my favorites, Carolyn Parkhurst's Lost and Found, which is about a mother and daughter who are estranged and come back together and work through their issues during an Amazing Race style contest show on TV, and it's just really interesting. M is The Mysterious Benedict Society by Trenton Lee Stewart, and let's see, another favorite, Alexander McCall Smith's #1 Ladies Detective Agency. I love these books, and I love that series, although I heard that the first season is going to be the only season. On a sad note, my O, because this was N, my O is Once Bitten, Twice Shy by Jennifer Rardin, who writes urban fantasy, or who wrote urban fantasy. She died last week, very suddenly, and we're going to miss her, and that's all I have to say about that. Let's see, Bel Canto, Anne Patchett. This is an amazingly beautiful, very romantic book about a hostage crisis in a South American country, which is odd. Q is Queen of the Damned by Anne Rice. I got a Q. Oh, yeah. R, very adult book, but hilarious. Running with Scissors by Augustin Burroughs. S is one of my favorites, Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. This is probably as far away from YA as you can get. It is some pretty sick stuff, actually. But it's a scary read, and bizarre and mysterious, and I love it. T is Tales of the City by Armistead Maupin, and this is a serialized novel that ran in the San Francisco paper, and he's got a series of, I think they're up to 8 or 9 now, but set in the late 70s in San Francisco. It's just really interesting, kind of like a soap opera. U is naughty, but a good friend of mine, Lauren Dane's Undercover. So do with that what you will. V, another good friend, Rochelle Mead's Vampire Academy. W is White Teeth by Zadie Smith. And let's see, this one was a stretch because Ys were hard to come by. And it is a library book. Hotel Transylvania by Chelsea Quinn Yarbrough. Why? Z is, and because everyone was going Marcus Zusak, yeah, I opted for Brian James's Zombie Blondes, and it's still YA. Let's see, but I could have, but obviously I've got so much zombie stuff laying around the house. I could have gone World War Z by Max Brooks, or Zombie Queen of Newbury High by Amanda Ashby, or that's enough. It really is enough. Okay, so that's it. I'm going back to cereal eating and taking a shower because I am covered in a stanky funk from our 92% humidity days that we've been having here. It's been awful, just awful. Won't you join me for my cereal eating? Are you still here? That's crazy. It's kind of weird of you to stick around watching me eat. It makes me uncomfortable. You make me uncomfortable. I always think there's nothing worse than watching a fat person eat. It's like, God, you should put that bowl down. But that's because I'm judgmental. I'm McJudgerson. My mom's going to scream when she sees that I've been talking with my mouth full. That's all. I can't believe you stuck around. If you stuck around for that whole thing, let me know in the comments because you're weird and I like that. Talk later.